They had this from Guatemala there, in Colombia.
And basically, we probably sold as.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you for coming. Merry Christmas, I guess. It's kind of all a blur right now with the holidays, people in and out, and just coverage, but we have a few of the members of the management team. Not everyone is here. Donna's downstairs. Some others are out that have been here the past few days. So we'll just try to kind of cover a little bit. I'll try to answer some questions for you so we can get about our merry day and get somewhere warm. If you'd like, we will start with one individual that hopefully you've met, and there are a few introductions, and I'll get into that, but a few members that have joined us, a few members of the team and other new hires at the front desk. Donna will be introducing them either to you guys as you visit or call the front desk, and we've tried to be diligent about making or sharing a small slide of the picture and information on the individual, so when you see the face, you kind of can recognize the face. But I'll start with Jessica. We'll let her share a couple of things. Again, she won't give you too much, but there you go. Jessica Prince, been here a couple of weeks, and she'll be in the dining room. She's the dining room manager, okay?
Yes. And she likes bright colors.
Hello, nice to meet you. Like he said, I'm the new dining room manager. I think I've met a couple of you. I've been here about a month already. I haven't got a chance to stop at everybody's table. I haven't got a chance to stop at everyone's table to speak. So, hi, formally. Looking forward to getting to know you guys and just having a great experience working here. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next gentleman I'll introduce is Will. Will has been with us a couple of weeks, and you know, I'll be funny about it, but considering what we've been through the past week with record freezing temperatures and a few other things, and we've managed, and he's come back today, so that's a good sign. So Will, come on up.
I'm the Facilities Operations Director, and I'm having a great experience here, and I enjoy working with everyone. Besides that, I look forward to helping anyone that I can.
Key members of the group that will assist everyone else in trying to keep things going in the right direction. All I ask is that you try to be patient, you be kind as much as you can, because no one coming in here, no matter what you think you don't know this place. You don't know where the shutoff valves are. You don't know where certain things are. You have to get to know the people in the dining room. All of that takes time. All of that takes time. Christina continues to support Jessica, and Antonio continues to support her in just getting familiar with what we do, whether it's the club seating, whether it's menus. Molly helps out with some of that herself also. So there are a lot of people around them to help them get settled in. Same thing with Will, whether it's Kevin, myself, contractors, the plumber. There are a lot of moving parts to this that we have to allow someone the time to understand and get comfortable with. The fact that both of their hearts are in the right place, I say it every time. It's mindset and attitude. Everything else you can learn. So hopefully things will continue to go forward, and we are working with them closely through the holidays, through these extreme weathers, and when things settle down here in the next week or two, they can continue to get settled in. So it's been interesting. On the plan ops side, I'll fill you in since I'm touching base and covering some of that. On the plan ops side, I did have a phone call, I think it was Thursday, a few Thursdays ago. January, we will start with another 5 hallways, and that's the plan, 5 at a time. We're still talking about where we're going to start, top, bottom, down, middle, wherever. So we won't get into where and what floor. Is it my floor? But We will be doing them 5 at a time. They take about 3 to 4 weeks total to get done. That's that on the hallways. The other one is the garage. Every time I pull in the garage, I don't recognize the place. It's so bright. It's amazing. That was always a challenge since the day I arrived, from visitors, guests, and individuals that come to the community. And you see it on the news, oh, I got mugged in a downtown garage. So the last thing you want is a dark garage. And I can't even say enough. It's been amazing. It's all LED. Some of it is on sensors, some are not, so they're on all the time, but the power usage is a little bit less than we were using before for much better lighting. The next phase of this, you saw it, we just couldn't finish because the weather really hit us hard this year, which is the power washing and the restriping. So we're gonna wait till probably March or April when it warms up again. It has to be a certain temperature and everything's gonna get restriped at that time. And someone asked not too long ago is when we're gonna get an inventory. We're gonna ask for the residents' assistance in tagging these bicycles, and the bicycles that have been there since like 1924 are gonna be removed, disposed of, or donated. There are organizations in Chicago that take donated bicycles and they fix them up, or kids work on them and they donate them. We don't know, but we will ask everyone to tag, label, relocate some bicycles that are in the garage and downstairs on the bicycle racks, and we'll clean all that out at that time. What else? It's quite a bit. The new hires, the dining room, concierge. We have new hires in all departments. Daniel, some of you have met Daniel. He's one of the maintenance technicians. I don't think there's a slide on him yet. He's doing a good job. He's been here over the holidays also helping out, spending time with Julio, who's fabulous, and kind of learning the ropes from Kevin. Same thing. He needs time to get his feet wet and understand where things are. So maintenance, dining room, always new hires. It's young people, they're in and out for school, part-time, and then the concierge, the front desk. The students we've had, some have graduated, some have moved on. One of them is going to study abroad, which is Peyton. She's gonna live in Spain, from what I heard. I asked her if I can join her, but she said no. So Peyton's going to Spain to study abroad and live in Spain. So when you hire students and they're part-time, they can only work certain schedules, or they leave, hopefully, to go on and pursue their dreams. So there will always be some changes at the front desk. Mo is back, which is a big help. She was stuck somewhere because she was flying back from out of the country. So that's what you've seen. At the end of the day, everybody pitches in. Myself, Donna, whoever has to cover the desk, Shantae, whether it's manager on duty, and we'll make it. So that's how we have been kind of pulling things together over the last few weeks. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna let Kristen and Shantae and these guys have a turn, and then I'm gonna circle back, okay? All right, go ahead, Kristen.
Hello, I'm Kristen Milton, the Director of Sales and Marketing at The Breakers. Per my usual report, we have welcomed over the last 6 weeks, 5 new residents, or 5 new apartments have been leased. People have been arriving. And I can imagine with this recent weather snap, our phones are going to be ringing a lot because a lot of people are now thinking, oh, those sidewalks are icy. I may not get to the grocery. I may not go outside for 3 months. What fun will that be? So that's a time we get a lot of people who start thinking, as you can well imagine, this may not be the healthiest lifestyle in my 3rd floor walk-up anymore. So we'll see. We'll probably have a lot of people to greet. And as usual, always, I want to thank you for all of, I know when I'm on a tour, I know I repeat this every month, but ongoing thanks and gratitude for how welcoming you are to the people that come here to take a look. As you know, a lot of people do that with trepidation and making a big change in their life. So when they meet someone in the elevator or when we're walking around that has a big smile on their face and a nice hello, it really is welcoming, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Any questions for me? Okay. Happy New Year. Oh, I can't wait to party with everybody on New Year's Eve. Jim and I are going to be here, Molly and her husband Sam, and Christina and her husband Josh. So we are going to be looking for a lot of people out on that dance floor. Are we having a dance floor? Yeah. All right. We better.
Good morning, good morning. I am Shantae McClinton from the Programs Department. I'm going to give you some January updates on trips and programs. Okay, starting January the 4th, we have the Paul Art Museum trip. That is a free trip. Sometimes I try to get us a free trip going throughout the month so you're not paying for trips all the time. We have January the 11th, we're going bowling at Waveland Bowling Alley. And then we'll visit a Greek restaurant for dinner on that day. January the 18th, we have DuSable Museum of Black History. We'll give them a visit as well. January the 25th, we have the Chicago Musical, and it's going to be at the CIBC Theater. All the sign-ups are downstairs in the mail room if you want to sign up for those trips, okay? January the 3rd, we're going to have a game demonstration station here in the showroom. So all the games that are played here at the Breakers, we will have them in the showroom. Stop by and see what games we play, what day and what time we play those games. January the 4th, we have Michael J. Fox Foundation. We invite you to learn more about studying. The Michael J. Foundation, what's on here? Okay, they're doing a scratch and sniff test. Okay? The scratch and sniff test is a smelling book test that links to various diseases. And Molly will send out a memo for that for you all, okay? January the 12th, we have the School of Lifelong Learning with the Chicago Police Department, and they're just going to present on scams that affect seniors. For the directors, starting real soon, each director will run a program. Stay tuned to see what programs they will run, different activities. And lastly, we have the award-winning setup of the miniature golf. We'll be doing that January the 26th in the showroom from 1 to 4. Okay, any questions or comments for me? All right, Happy New Year, everyone.
Shared, we were kind of short today. Not everyone was here. A few people are off because of working the holiday weekend, etc. Days off for the holidays. So I'll do my best to answer your questions. So here I am. Yes, ma'am. The question was, what is the problem with the heating system? We have no problems at the moment, knock on wood, with the heating system. The problem we have is below zero wind chill temperatures outside. And she's touching specifically on the 3rd floor. That was her question. Well, one of the challenges we have with the 3rd floor is the in and out with the dogs all day and night that come through that door. If you notice on your floors and where your resident rooms, apartments are, and the hallways, they're okay because you don't get too much of the in and out. On the 3rd floor, it is difficult to maintain a constant temperature when we have the patio, the deck, and the in and out with the dogs. These same challenges exist downstairs with the lobby. We have that dining room temperature cranked as high as it can go, all 4 boilers. We even turned them up 5 more degrees, and we can only turn them up so high. But with the front door and the traffic that we get here, in and out, in and out, in and out, it's difficult to maintain a constant temperature. We do monitor the digital, and I remember when we put that over there by the elevator bay, the digital temperature over by the elevator bay, and it's been above 70. It's 70 to 72, 73, which is appropriate for what we're managing right now. So the challenges are wherever you see egress or these exits and the in and out doors, that's the challenge. And the 2nd floor, you have a garage door. You know that door? So you also have exterior air coming in through here at about, sometimes 20, 25, 30 miles an hour on the lakefront. So it will impact the temperature consistency, but it is It is working, the heat is working, everything seems to be okay, and we only had minor problems with a pipe that was not connected to our plumbing and HVAC system. It had something to do with the back. Sorry about the freezing cold temp. They're not normal. They're like in the top 10, I think, ever in Chicago. It's been a long time since I felt something like this. On the bright side, it's going to be in the 40s and hopefully 50 by the end of the week, and it will get toasty in here. We're not going to touch the heat. If it rises in temperature in your hallways, let us know. We'll try to adjust it a little bit, but we don't want to take any chances with the temperatures dropping again after this next couple of days when it's going to warm up, okay? Just let us know if it gets too hot in the hallways. But that's what's difficult to manage on second, third floor in the lobby, is the temperatures due to the egress and access to the outside and the door traffic. Yes. Yes.
What about channel 12?
Ms. Rossi just asked about channel 12 on the TV. I just got a phone call this morning. Channel 12, Fox News, does not work. I was not aware of that. So, yeah, that was my question of the resident. Is it only you or are your neighbors having the same problem? So, okay, so it's more than one. Okay, that tells us something. So I haven't been able to check with Kevin or go downstairs so we can also show Will where these boxes are that control the channels, but we're gonna look at that and find out. Hopefully it's just a reset of the box and the box is okay. If the box is fried, they have to ship us a new box for that channel set, but hopefully not. So I just got that message before I came here, and we'll look at the channel 12 Fox News outage. Yes, ma'am.
Well, we've been here 3 winters. If it stays cold, when we get 50 degrees out, whatever you consider should warm it up, will you please look at it?
She's saying that this room here, over the years, has been warmer and colder on different occasions. I do know this. Last year, we didn't even come close to what we're dealing with this year, and I was here. Wasn't even close to the temperatures that we are experiencing the last couple of weeks in Chicago. So the relativity might be there. I will ask them, and we have our HVAC guy coming out anyway. He's the contractor that checks all our stuff. We'll have him take a look at it again because he's coming for something else, I think, on Thursday, and I'll have him check.
It's the second
But
floor, the second floor too.
anything else? Yes, sir.
Does anybody?
What's your apartment, sir?
Immediately outside.
Saying that the heat around his apartment 4E, he doesn't feel is adequate, but we'll check it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm in.
Referring to the machine, he's referring to a front load on the 7th floor, I believe, on the 24th floor.
So I have a blessing of being next to it, but then on the
It's out of balance,
on the wheel, on the lake.
and it doesn't sit properly, the 24th floor front load. I don't know where it is with the work orders. All I can do is write it, and I'm gonna have someone check it, because with the front loads, they're not the same as a regular top load. What we learned the first installation of all those front loads is that they bounce quite a bit more. So they had to install some brackets on some of those front loads, so I'm gonna have someone check that today. It could be that the bracket isn't, I don't know,
Well, the foot, one of the
seated.
feet falls off too.
Okay, so we'll check the legs on it. So the front loads definitely need to be secured properly, and they bounce a lot more than the other machines. So it's the 24th floor. I'll have someone check it today. That it's the machine bouncing on the 24th floor. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm Jane Hebel in 19-0, and I'm waiting to get permission to shower in a guest room or empty apartment. Michelle is going to try to get me a key. I had a problem with inconsistent hot water for over a year, and now I can't use the shower at all. It just blows. I really need urgently in the past, and they asked me to turn it in.
Hebel has had some challenges with the hot water in her shower, I believe, and she's requesting a guest room. We'll look into that. The guest rooms have been occupied, and some of you do know that a lot of us, quite a few of us, have been staying here over the holidays and some other things when the below freezing temperatures, just to make sure we were here to address some concerns or if something happened. So the guest rooms aren't always available, especially during the holidays when we have a lot of families coming into town. So I'd have to look at that, but more importantly, I'd want to find out what's the status of the shower and the shower temp. So, yes, sir.
One more question.
The gentleman's question was about specialty items on breakfast. Introduction of the Wednesday specialty items was something we started to try to be thoughtful and provide a variety. I don't believe that at this time it will be possible or likely that we'll add specialty items on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because then it's not a specialty anymore. So we're not going to go back to a menu that includes breakfast, sausage, waffles, bacon, all of that. It won't happen. So I think that the Wednesday accommodation was adequate at the time. And looking at where we're going right now with, truthfully, I want to be honest with you guys, you're just about to see it in January. With these rate increases and the cost of, right now we're paying about $140-something for eggs. It's not something we're in a position to continue to embark on and continue to add items to this menu. The continental breakfast menu is something that's established and kind of laid out by Senior Lifestyle. We've tweaked it and added some Wednesday accommodations to give you a variety, but I don't think at this time it'll be likely that that menu will grow. I just want to be honest with you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll give some comments on the, I've looked at them. It's larger, brighter from the standpoint of more, but their floors, and sometimes when you go up the elevator, that tells you which way. Well, in other ways, you're doing unwelcoming points in something that the architectural gray things are, they're good, but I think we'll need that point of their place. It's really color, and I think it.
The references are to the remodeling and decorating of the hallways. I myself, I'm the last one to claim I'm a decorator or that's something I've studied. If she says paint it yellow, I say yes, dear, and I paint it. That's it. I don't have any opinions on that. With the remodeling of the hallways, I've shared there are a lot of people that get paid a lot of money, and that's what they do for a living, and the benefits of that is that we now have a hallway that looks more with the times. It's respectful of the era of this building, which is the Art Deco lighting. The benefits of the lighting are the increased ability to see, the brightness, the colors, the decor. The grays are more modern. The other thing she's referring to is that she's not very happy about the removal of the animal prints. The animal prints will never come back. They're not very appropriate, or they're not very, I guess you can say, conducive to the decor that's going on up there. It's more Art Deco, unless, here's my advice. And you referred to someone knowing that if I go left towards the Tiger, I know that that's my apartment. Well, guess what? Now you just go left towards the Grand Ole Opry and that's your apartment. So shift gears, memorize a different picture, because the animal prints will never ever come back. The artwork you see is much more adult-like, it's much more appropriate, and it goes in line with the decor. And that won't happen. We're not going to get into, and the other question I had from another resident is, well, can we hang pictures? No, you cannot. And we're going to send something out with the next batch of remodels that you cannot use adhesives on your door. You can hang your wreaths, you can use your Scotch, whatever they're called, they remove easily. You can use some of that. But we don't want the bumper stickers, we don't want people redecorating the hallways with their own artwork. That will not be allowed. And if that should occur and damage is caused, they'll be responsible for the damages to the hallway or the door. So we want to ask that everyone be mindful and respectful of the common area spaces and not hang things on their own accord. Ask us, we can talk about it, and not use adhesives on the door, like the bumper stickers. And you've seen some doors that have quite a bit. So I apologize, but I want to be again honest. The animal prints are not coming back, and they will not be returned, and all the floors will get new artwork with the remodel.
Okay. I was just, because you want to, I agree that the overall thing, I've seen too many other places that ordinary rather than specific. I think all the floors do need kind of a narrow bench there. And when they're home medical, comfortable, usable space or.
She is referring to a request that we look at the benches in the hallways because they're usable spaces when residents, an example would be housekeeping, when you have to leave your apartment for a few minutes. We are working right now on the chairs. The two chairs that sit by the elevator, if you notice, they don't really, we're waiting on some chairs right now. We're working on some chairs. So once we tackle the chairs, then we'll look at the benches, because the challenge with some of this is that it can't look like it was all donated furniture or piecemealed. So once we kind of put those chairs in place, then we got to figure out, with certain people involved, what can we get that, number one, is appropriate kind of furniture. We have to get the right kind of furniture, because it gets kind of tainted, it'll get wet, it'll get, damaged very quickly if we don't get the right kind of furniture, and it has to look like it fits. So let's tackle the chairs by the elevators, because right now the ones that are there don't even go with it. And once we get that done, we'll look at the benches that hopefully can look like they belong and they're a part of the whole scheme, okay? Enough about the design of the hallways.
Well, no, but I was
Yes.
saying the usability.
Yes. Command hooks, yes, by 3M. That's what I was trying to remember. That's what they're called on the commercial, where you pull the little thingy and they don't take off the paint. Yes, command hooks. Those always work well. Yes, ma'am.
Currently warm. It is
Jessica's here and she's involved in the process with Antonio, and I'm sure she's listening. So today, do you usually deliver, and I just want to know specifically, but is it lunch or dinner? Dinner? Her comment is that we need to look at the dinner temperature deliveries because she said it may be warm or moderately cold, but it's not hot like it usually is. So we'll look at that. Yes?
I'd like to compliment Antonio staff. He has changed the cream soups from non-vegetarian to vegetarian, and they're delicious.
Well, thank you. She just wanted to compliment Antonio for his efforts because they're trying to be more conscious about the vegetarian option of a soup. And they have started to try to shift it over a little bit from less heavier the creams and more vegetarian soups, and she has enjoyed them. That was it. So we're gonna get out of here. Look, I can only say thank you for your patience. A lot of you get it. A lot of you have worked for a living and remember that, and I don't think many of you have done what we do. We can't close up the store, put a lock on the door and a sign that says closed for the holiday and go home. This isn't for everybody. I'm excited to have Will. He's been here over the last couple of days, really trying hard, and that shows someone's true character, especially during this last couple of days with all the challenges. Jessica's, still getting her feet wet. She has a lot to kind of turn around in the dining room with young people. They're not always easy. You got to make sure first that they show up, and two, that they listen. Okay, with those two alone, you have a challenge, especially with young folks. But I think that hopefully her energy, her enthusiasm, and her positive outlook on things, and the new face, those of you that have met her or have talked to her a little bit, you know what I'm talking about. Her energy level, and hopefully her immersion of her view on how things can kind of shake out and work for us going forward in this next year will enhance your dining room experience. I hope it does. And on that note, yes, Miss Clarice.
I just say how much I appreciated that under these terrible weather conditions, we fed
Yes.
reasonably.
No, I'm glad. Thank you. Thank you, Clarice. Clarice just wanted to thank everyone for the efforts. Like she said, we have a roof, we're warm, we're well fed, and like I told someone on Christmas or the other day when I was here that night, I don't know, I said, well, look at the bright side. We can lock the doors and we're on the inside of the building and we have plenty of food so we won't starve. So we could shelter in place if we had to. We haven't gotten to that point, but I thank you and I wish you all a safe and a happy new year. Okay? Take care.
I just wanted to get one more compliment. I have perfect to replace the chairs all.
We're trying, but something else.
No, but I
So you're trying to prioritize.